Yo, what's going on, everybody? You've seen the thumbnail, you've read the title, and today I want to talk about some really good news for Vanguard and some really bad news for Vanguard, because I don't want to cherry pick the good news, and I also don't want to cherry pick the bad news. So, with that being said, you can probably see the length of this video. It's pretty lengthy, so grab some popcorn, grab some meat and potatoes. If you're vegan, grab some celery sticks, and with that being said, let's get into the video, guys. Alright, so our first piece of information is going to be coming in from the MW2 Ghost on Twitter, and it's not really a leak, it's pretty much solid information because these guys have seen actual gameplay of Vanguard, so pretty much everything they're saying is probably going to be there, at least in the alpha, maybe the beta stages, but it is still subject to change, so everything that's being said in this video, obviously, take it with a slight grain of salt, but it's pretty much like 90% going to happen. But nonetheless, the MW2 Ghost tweets this out. Seems to be a lot of flinch in multiplayer. A lot. Haven't seen it with a sniper though. So right away, if you don't know why flinch is a good mechanic, and why more specifically a lot of flinch is a good mechanic, it basically makes it so that the best player, regardless, 90% of the time, is going to win the gunfight. Because not only will you have to control the recoil on your weapon, but you will also have to control the flinch when you are getting shot. This also makes it so that shooting first actually means something. If any of you guys have played Cold War, which I'm assuming 90% of my viewers have, you will know that in Cold War, from time to time, you will shoot somebody first, and because they have a faster time to kill weapon than you, they just end up winning the gunfight, even though you shot first, because they don't flinch. They have nothing to deal with, they just get shot, and it's like, haha, your bullets tickle me. It's like you're shooting cotton at me, or you're playing laser tag. Not only does it not feel realistic, but it also decreases the skill cap. So putting a lot of flinch in Vanguard is just going to increase the skill cap like it did with Black Ops 3, where that game had a decent amount of flinch, and 90% of the time, the better player in Black Ops 3 was the person who came out on top, which is just, you know, I could make an entire video on how flinch is just such a necessity of a mechanic in Cold War, or in Call of Duty, sorry. But with that being said, I think we got to move on to our next piece of information in this video. Alright, so our next piece of information regarding Vanguard is going to be coming in about the maps, which is probably one of the most important things about a Call of Duty game is the maps. But he tweets this: I'm confident that the Vanguard maps are going to be good for search and destroy. So if any of you guys have been around the community during Modern Warfare 2019, you will know that pretty much the entire community said the really only playable game mode in Modern Warfare 2019 was Search and Destroy. Like, Search and Destroy was the king game mode if you were playing Modern Warfare 2019. Everything else just did not play well. So, obviously, that's a little bit of a red flag, but he does elaborate on these maps so maybe it's not completely terrible. He says this after: the maps I've seen so far are looking like a mix of Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 2019 mixed together. Which, you know, Black Ops 1 maps are pretty good. A lot of Modern Warfare 2019 maps are completely awful. Some that come to mind: Piccadilly, Azir Cave, Euphrates Bridge. So many bad maps in Modern Warfare 2019, but there was some good maps. There was Candor Hideout, there was Shoot House, there was... I'm trying to think of some other MW 2019 maps. I'm completely drawing a blank because I haven't played the game in so damn long, and honestly didn't even play the game that much during its life cycle because partly the maps are garbage, but partly the entire game I think was completely horrible. But there is some good Modern Warfare 2019 maps, there's some good Black Ops 1 maps, so maybe it's the best of both of those worlds. I mean, we can really only hope that it is the best of both of these games, and that we're not just going to be getting 16 versions of Piccadilly again, because I'm going to throw my PlayStation out a window if it's 16 versions of Piccadilly again. So, with that being said, our next thing here is going to be covering the blind fire mechanic. So if you guys have not heard what the blind fire mechanic is, basically you're going to be able to throw your gun around a corner or around a doorway or whatever, and essentially you're going to be able to hip fire without showing any of your body. Basically like something you would do in real life if you knew somebody was down a hallway, but you don't want to show your head because you know you're going to get shot in the face if you do so. Now you can throw your gun around a corner and hip fire. Now this sounds really strong, but Tom Henderson did have some reassurance about this mechanic for us, and he says this: the blind fire mechanic in #Vanguard is apparently not that bad, and is the equivalent of shooting hip fire whilst running, so it has a pretty big spread. Save this tweet though, because no doubt it will bite me when we're all being killed by campers from it. So essentially, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a terrible mechanic. I don't know how many of you guys have ever run Gung Ho and have just decided to sprint around like a maniac, hip firing at people. It's really inaccurate and it's a really inefficient way to play the game, if I'm being completely honest. But it is a kind of fun way to play the game, and it's, really inaccurate. So hopefully it's kind of just a way to peek your gun around a corner. If you know somebody's down a hallway, spray your weapon really quick. As soon as you stop getting hit markers, you could like slide out of the hallway and then like slide in and kill them off when they're still a little bit injured and win the gunfight. Hopefully it's going to be used in that tactical way. Hopefully it's not going to be used as a camping way, but let's be honest, it probably will be. So hopefully, the hipfire spread will be big enough that you can just, maybe slide out of the way or something and completely ignore the person, wait for them to waste their entire mag or something while they're just sitting there leaning around a corner, wait for them to waste their entire magazine, and then you can go push them or something. Hopefully that's how it works, but, only time will tell with how that's going to work. Vanguard is apparently going to have its own version of doors like Modern Warfare 2019. Yeah, apparently it's safe to say the windows are the new thing in Vanguard, like doors were in MW 2019. Which is just absolutely wonderful. But I guess there's a little bit of a reassurance here that Tom Henderson tweeted out about their breakable environments and regarding their windows here, and he says this: "To me, it looks like they have gone a bit OTT with the destructible environments just for the sake of it. Every window is boarded up, every alleyway is boarded up. There's a lot of wooden cover just so people can shoot it down, etc." So these wooden things, hopefully, are going to just be gone by the first 2 minutes of the match. And hopefully it's not as overkill as he's saying it is out to be. Hopefully, really, really hopefully, I hope I don't have to go into every single match, go to a flank route, and chuck 3 grenades just to break 16 picket fences that are completely blocking off a flank route, because if that's the thing, it's just going to be so pointless and so useless and so annoying that I don't know why Sledgehammer Games would want to do it in the first place. Hopefully he's exaggerating with saying every window and every flank route and stuff like that. I'm really hoping it's an exaggeration and it literally isn't every single window. But with that being said, at least we can break them. So, at least it's not two-way hinged doors like Modern Warfare had. Still bad, but, on the bright side, it's not two-way hinged doors, I guess. And the thing is, man, that this isn't the worst piece of information we have. I saved the worst for last, so if you're still here, prepare to have your hopes and dreams crushed. MW20G tweeted this out: "I'm shocked at how many replies I get, and C asking if skill-based matchmaking is going to be in hashtag Vanguard. I get that not everyone spends a lot of time on social media channel and don't follow all the news. So yes, it'll be in the game, and it'll be the same as Cold War." Oh my gosh. But hey, right? It gets worse. I don't know how it gets worse. He replies to himself here and says, "Along with engagement-based matchmaking, the same unethical systems we've had to experience in MW 2019 and Cold War, the high-tuned skill-based matchmaking isn't nice at all, but EBMM is real the nasty one here." Why? I mean, this is probably the most subject to change thing out here, but if we're being completely honest, is it really? Is it really going to change? With Activision being the people designing this game, is it really going to change? Obviously, he's probably seeing gameplay from QA testers and not, the entire public playing the game. So maybe it won't be identical to Cold War. I'm really, really hoping it's not going to be identical to Cold War, because I don't want to play on 60 to 80 ping every single game. I don't want to have the outcome of my match determined by a engagement-based matchmaking system. I don't want that. I want my matches to feel authentic, because they don't in Cold War. Every single match I play in Cold War seems like I win or I lose is completely predetermined by a system, because it is. Okay, I don't want this. I don't think anybody wants this. If somebody at Activision or Sledgehammer is watching this and you have some kind of way to not do this, please don't. I'm okay with strict skill-based matchmaking if we at least have our ping not compromised and it's not EBMM. Alright, I'm fine. At this point, I would take strict skill-based matchmaking as long as my connection is at least prioritized before skill. Prioritize my connection, then prioritize my skill, okay? And don't have engagement-based matchmaking because it's annoying, dude. Everything feels so artificial that the game just feels like boring. There's no way else to put it. I don't know, man. I really hope that this gets changed, but if we're being completely honest, it's not going to get changed. But with that being said, I did leave a little secret here at the end. There is a little bit of a good piece of good news, and that's that the NW2 Ghost recently just tweeted this out. Just a mind-blown emoji. So maybe, you know, with the mind blown, this could either be something really, really bad that he has to share with us in a little bit, or really, really good. And we can only hope it's good news. But with that being said, this was a very lengthy video. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, sub to the channel, turn on post notifications. Feel free to join my Discord down below. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. Bye-bye.